All right, so we just got started and let's hit the video and we'll see what's going on for today.
Hey everybody, I'm back and we are continuing to play through the Salem Street campaign. This is going to be the third mission, but it's going to take us onto the second card of Salem Street. This time we are going to be taking on the Kingdom in Supply and Demand. These are core box enemies, core box stages. But as part of the stage setup, we're going to have to bring in a particular rival. This is from the stretch goals for Aftershock. That is Ilfa, and she is going to be a little bit different in the sense that she's a werewolf that is attacking everything around her. She's confused. If anything picks up an objective, she's going to just start attacking it. So maybe we can use that for us. Maybe we have to just defeat her and get her out of the way. We'll make those decisions along the way. First up, though, the enemy that is selected for this campaign story is the Kingdom. It does not tell us which one of the Kingdom's 3 bosses to include, so we're going to default to randomly selecting one, and the random selection is Jackal. She's going to bring a lot of complications of her own, including a large amount of health, and she has her own tactic, which is going to remain in play. The Break the Mold card means that she has a special relationship with the marionette doll minions. I am going to do everything I can to keep as few marionette dolls in place as possible because they will heal Jackal, which is very, very unfortunate for us. And we don't have any other way with our current characters to peel cards off of the enemy deck to try to get rid of them that way. So we just have to defeat them as quickly as possible and try, if possible, to get through all 60 of those health. Next thing we need to do is take a look at our hero stories and see if anything will slot into this particular mission. For Clint, on his third card, the bonus stage would have required the Kingdom. So luckily, we don't have another stage that we have to go to. We can just slot this in. It is going to attach to a rival in play. The story card gave us that rival, so that's Ilfa, and unfortunately that means it's going to get an extra 10 health and only Clint can attack it. So Clint's going to have to barrel through 18 health. Now, in order to finish Clint's story, we're going to have to defeat that rival, which means we're going to have to defeat Ilfa. So the idea of maybe using her against other minions and bosses and that type of stuff, I just don't think we're going to get that one through. Then the next step is to take a look at Wildfire. She doesn't have any requirements, so we just put this in her area, and it's going to discard power from her, which is unfortunate since she has such a powerful attack when she is moved over to her charge side. One question you may have is if she's on her charge side and you remove power, does that flip her back to her normal side? It does not. So if she stays on the charge side before this activates, then we'll be able to not have this affect us as much. For our own personal story, Clint's been doing pretty well, Wildfire not so much, and it's probably advantageous for us to go after the Kingdom's supply of resources like weapons, and that puts us in supply and demand, and maybe we can weaken them as we try to continue through the Salem Street story. And let's see, what type of mission is it? Well, you're going to firefight. You have cover spaces that you can take advantage of, and there are various weapons as the contraband that keep getting picked up. It is advantageous to try to turn those in so that they go back into the stage deck and get reshuffled, as that will give us defense tokens, and the enemies are going to be trying to run away with those objectives by going back to their entry spaces. It's going to take a lot to prevent that. Having Clint around may be advantageous since he can shoot from range. We'll see how that all goes down. Let's get started.
All right, so you see what I'm working with. We're going to be taking on as best we can all this cool stuff. And we have Pux is one of our new allies. He is a little bit like Chan Chan from before. in that he gives random defense tokens, but it's within 4, and Chan Chan's within 3. We lost Chan Chan in the last fight, so we got to bring Pucks in. And I'm using the tokens this time, just because I haven't before, mix things up. I couldn't find any more of the white keycaps, and it just takes a long time to pop them off and pop them back on. A lot more time than just popping a token onto the board, so that's what I decided to do also for Ilfa. And that is, I don't know if it was Swalmy or Swedish. It means wolf. It's one of those Norse words. And she's a werewolf. And we've got our card right there for her. As part of the rules, we have these pinned down cards. So every round, if we're in a cover space, then we can get a random defense token. If we're not, we take 1 direct damage. And since Clint has such a difficult time with direct damage or with healing, then direct damage is especially difficult for him to deal with. So he's going to have to be as squared away as possible. The keys to this are these entry spaces where the enemies will come from, and the real problem is if they get to these objectives. We need to be able to eliminate the minions as quickly as possible, and one of the things that we can do because of Break the Mold is every time we get rid of a marionette doll, it'll do 5 damage to the boss. We've got to get rid of 60 on her. We have to get rid of 18 on Ilfa, as done solely by the gunslinger Clint there. We do have a little bit of targeting issues that are going to happen because of the Salem Street card, and if any enemy picks up an objective, Ilfa's going to run towards them and try to attack them. Otherwise, we're going to try and get her as close to Clint as we can so that he can keep hitting her with stuff. Let's see what happens. Got to pull a threat card. We'll give it to Clint. Marionette doll. They have punch defense. It's a purple one. Closest to him is here. And we've got a hand of 4 cards. So there's a couple of tactics here. One will pump up our regular attacks. One will give us some defense tokens. I think pumping up our regular attacks at the start is our best move. So that'll be our initial one there. We can move Pucks 3 and attack. And if he moves 3, then within 4. So he can move his full move. 1, 2, 3. Now, pin down only works on the fighter. It doesn't work against the allies because it says you, and that just means the fighter themselves. So we don't have to worry too much about that part. We've used up our card step. Now we need to figure out how do we want to look at the marionette doll, because if she's within 3, she's going to be activated. She's going to get almost to that one. So we want to get close enough, but we're not really ready to take direct damage just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him here so he's in cover, and when the threat phase comes in, he'll be able to get a random defense token, and I'm going to use my action step to gain 2 random defense tokens. That's a punch to kick. So we're getting off to a start there. Then we have to take a look at our threat or react phase, in which case, first one up is she will attack, and then she's going to jump across the board to whoever's furthest away from her. And I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is currently Wildfire. And she's going to attack for 2. It's just going to go through because currently Wildfire has no defense tokens. So she's tough, especially if she's bouncing around the board. That could be very hazardous to our health, and we want to try to get both of our folks as close to one defendable position as possible. So I would say that right now the path we should try to take is to get Clint down here so that they can use these 2 cover spots and defend, just blowing up whoever's on this, whatever minions are here, and that'll help us get rid of attacks from Jackal. We'll see how that goes. Alright, and that was Ilfa. She did her thing. Pin down is now going to happen, so Clint's going to get a random defense token. He gets a punch token. Then the marionette doll is going to move. It says attack. And there's nobody to attack. She's not engaged. She'll advance. 1, 2, 3. Since there's no one within... The way the rules say is they should try to avoid being engaged. So she will do that and then deal 1 direct damage to Clint. So that sets up all of his stuff. He'll take a card. So we know what we're dealing with there. And we will start Wildfire's turn. Wildfire's turn starts with Dark Lance. Deals the fighter farthest from her 2 direct damage unless that card or a fighter discards 1 tactic card. Well, the farthest one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is going to be Wildfire. And since Wildfire has no tactics in her control, she's going to take the 2 direct damage. That's unfortunate for her. But let's see what we can do. We have to get away from Ilfa as quickly as possible and get ourselves into some type of better position. So I would say, first off, let's move Hanzo. This, if she has power, it's just going to be taken away by the spirited card in her threat area. So we should give the extra to Clint, and that'll allow Hanzo to move 1, 2, 3 spaces. And if we put Benessi into play, that means we'll start healing. That uses up our card step. Then we have to go up here. That uses up our move step. And I think we can either pick up the green, in which case we're just going to take a damage anyway, because we're going to be next to Jackal. I think we're just going to go ahead and try to get us some defense tokens. Two-handing it. Okay. So there we go. We got 2 defense tokens. That's it for that part of the turn, which means we now would lose power, but we don't have any, so we're not going to worry about that. Then since we're in a cover spot, we gain a grapple, which is nice. and we have nothing else to do but gain a card. So that's all fine and good. Okay. Next up is the boss's turn. And he wants to be within 3 spaces, so he only needs to go 1. I would say he would go here and pick up the objective. She would go pick up the objective. And she can attack from distance within 3. She always has to have 5 random defense tokens, so she's going to deal 3 damage to Wildfire. She's going to attack for 3 at least. We'll see if she can block any of it. That's 3 punches, so 2 of that gets blocked. Wildfire's going to take a 5er. Okay. Then we have to start activating her tactics. There's 1 marionette doll in play, so she's going to gain a random defense token for that. She gains a kick token. Alright. Then we go down to the stage. Choose the enemy that is not carrying an objective and move 3 towards that objective. So 1, 2. She's here. 1, 2, 3. She'll pick up the token. And then she gets exhausted. Being exhausted means that on her next turn, she, instead of being able to attack or anything, she will unexhaust. So she won't unexhaust when the rest of my cards do what they need to do. And then she'll be able to run away, trying to get close to the entry space again. So I get a little bit of time, but not much. Alright. Then we don't have anything else to activate. We got to draw a card. Drive by. Each fighter not in a cover space, 2 general damage and 1 direct damage. Each fighter. So that means we're going to be taking away our defense tokens. So that's terrible. Sorry. Puck should have gained a random defense token of his own. Let's just fix that now. Doesn't really affect much, but he should have, so we'll just catch it now. Looks like Clint's got enough. I don't know if we did it, if we gave him the sum or not, but I'm not going to worry about that part. 1 direct general damage. So each of our fellas over here are going to take 1. Okay. Then we restart our turns. So we're going to flip back around. Get a token over to Steely Gaze. We're going to draw Neural Invasion. You may discard a number of cards, and the Jackal deals you 2 general damage for each card in your hand. I have 4 cards in my hand. I have no way of healing. I can't take 8 damage, but I can take 2, because I can get power that way. I will keep my tactic in my hand. 2 general damage. Becomes power. That sucked. Then I'll just go ahead and play True Grit for my card step. And I need to somehow get rid of that marionette doll. So I am going to have Pucks start off the attack. So he's going to run up 3 spaces and attack for 2. Hopefully neither are punch. One's a punch. One goes through, and she's going to drop. And carrying an objective, it will not move away from the empty space nearest it. An enemy enters. A figure carrying this objective suffers any amount of damage. Okay, so it suffered, and it's going to get rid of both of these. So it's still going to take the damage. Now, Pucks is going to gain a random defense token. He's going to gain a grapple. And Clint is going to gain a random defense token. He's going to gain a kick. And then Clint is going to get one, two, three. So he'll take the loot token, get a card. Pepper spray. If someone was in 2 spaces of me, they will have to get rid of a card, which will be good because then I can get rid of tactics. I might be able to get rid of stuff like break the mold. So that's a good one to keep around. We'll see how life treats us as we get further down the way. That's our move step. And now we're going to shoot at the marionette doll. This is going to allow us to exhaust. So now we're going to attack for 3. First time I take red dice. So we get 2 explosions. We'll just hold on that for a second. And we get to pick whatever type we'd like. Okay, so we're going to deal 3 damage and we get to take whatever types we like. So we'll take 1 of each as far as that goes. And the 3 damage is going to go through the marionette doll. We can now place tokens wherever we like. So 1 will go there, and I'm going to put a punch token on True Grit, since a lot of these enemies are going to have punch tokens. That is all we can do with this turn. So set those aside for now. Okay. And marionette doll is going to unexhaust, and that's all she can do at this time. We are going to draw a card. So keep that over there, since we had to discard everything else. Then we are going to reset and draw a card. Sisters of Flesh tactic. It'll give marionette dolls random defense tokens, or put marionette dolls into play. Having this out actually works in our to our advantage, because if we can get through 12 marionette dolls, we will kill the Jackal. So this could put other marionette dolls in play that otherwise would just get recycled through. It could get them into the deck faster or get them out on out here faster. We'll see if we can make this work for us. Yeah, let's see what happens. At the start of your turn, we don't have anything else, so we're going to heal 2. All right, stick that there. We're down to 3 damage. We got some decisions to make. I can use the exhausts on other cards. If I put another one into play, then I'll have to exhaust this one instead of just getting card or stuff. I think it will actually be advantageous to have more tactics in play, because then I can still get the effect that I want out of them, but it'll give me more of a more of an ability to figure out different options. So I'm within range of Jackal, but unfortunately, if I hit Jackal, she's just going to get more defense tokens. So maybe what I should do is use my action to do a move step, and then I can use one of my cards to attack. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to put Ajajak into play, which uses up the card step. And then I'm going to make 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make that run. And then I'm going to use my action step to go 1, 2, 3. So now I'm closer to where the action's going to be at. Sorry, I want to go here. And then I'm going to exhaust Benesi to exhaust Ajajak. So I've exhausted both of them, and that lets me do 2 general damage to each enemy within 3 spaces. So that hits Jackal for 2. Good times. It hits our marionette doll for enough to take her out, which gives a loot card, brass knuckles. Those brass knuckles will come in handy, I'm sure. That gets discarded. So we're in pretty good shape right now. Hanzo needs to move. He's going to give a power, as usual, to Clint, and that's going to get him 1, 2, 3. So he'll be a little bit closer and able to deal with some more stuff. Ilfa is... I forgot to take care of Ilfa. She would attack for 4. She would have hit Wildfire for 4. Let's see if any of them would have been grapples. One of them would have been grapples. It wouldn't have killed her, but she would have taken 3 damage, which means we need that 5 back. Yeah. Don't forget your steps, folks. And I regret nothing. Alright. Except maybe making a mess of my token tray. Put that 10 back a little further. Okay. And then she would have jumped over to attack Clint and attack for 2. 2 kicks. Alright, so that's enough power to flip Clint for next time. Still has 1 left. Alright. And then, since he's not on a space, he would take 1 direct damage. Okay. That's sorted. Now, we have to go to Wildfire, who will lose a power because of the card in her threat area, and then she will take 1 direct damage. She's going to gain a card. Okay. Did he get a card? He got a card. And now we're set back where we need to be. All right. You know, sometimes you make a mistake. Just keep playing. That's all it takes. Keep playing and have fun. It's the #1 rules, have fun. Then Jackal is going to move up to 3 spaces to be within 3 spaces of nearest fighter. She's within spaces of plenty of fighters. Then she's going to attack. I think the only one right now who might weather the attack pretty well is Pucks. Let's let Pucks take this one. So she's going to hit him for 3. Hopefully there's a lot of kicks and grapples. They're all punches. They all go through. We gambled. We lost. He's got 8, so he's at half his health right now. Okay. So she gains enough random defense tokens to get to 5, so we're gonna see what that's gonna be like. And that is a grapple and a kick. She likes grapples and kicks right now. She's not too fond of punches. Okay. Each marionette doll. There are no marionette dolls. Oh, sorry. I got rid of a marionette doll, which means that she's going to take 5 direct damage. We forgot to give her 5 direct damage. She's got it now. She's also going to... she would drop the green, but would have given up a defense token, and she would have just gotten it back. So let's just roll for 1 more defense token. And if it's a kick, we won't worry about it. It's a punch, so we'll just trade this one up. Now we're back where everything should be. Each marionette doll gains 1 random defense token. There are no marionette dolls in play. Search the enemy discard pile for a copy of marionette doll and put it into play. So only 1 has to go in, and we get a purple one back in. Alright, so who wants it? Let's give it to Wildfire, and then we'll see where we can make things happen for her. Purple marionette doll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put her there, like before. And we'll start activating. 1, 2, 3, since she's got a hold of 1. Alright, then if 5 power gets put on this card, we lose, but 5 on this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright. We could kind of let it go if we wanted to let Jackal just go ahead and drop it. It's hard to say. I think we should try to get her to drop it if we can, but it's going to be more important to take out the marionette doll. It's a confusing world we live in. Drive by. Each fighter not and cover space 2 general damage and 1 direct damage. Neither of them are in cover spaces, so it's 1 for Clint, and she's almost dead. This was a rather unfortunate set of draws. Yeah. Really unfortunate. Let's reset everything. Ilfa's now close enough for us to hit. We're going to put 1 there. We're going to find a random defense token to put on True Grit. That's another punch token to put on True Grit. I can either do 6 general damage to Ilfa. Did I give her defense tokens? I don't think I ever even gave her defense tokens. Because she's never been hit by anything. Okay. Alright, so I can either deal 6 general damage or try to attack using direct damage. Up to 5 spaces away. This is a hard bargain because I might be able to take out the marionette doll. I have a little bit of time to take out marionette doll, and Wildfire may be able to do it with all of the extra assistance in play. I think that's what I'm going to have to do and try to take out Ilfa. If I do 6 damage, she's still going to be left with a little bit. I think I'm better off trying to target and see if I can get some crits doing direct damage. She has no grapple defense, so maybe the first thing I should do is hip toss her. So that'll be for 2. And I can actually use True Grit to gain that and discard this. So that's 1. Then I hit her with the hip toss. Since I know it's going to go through, let's go ahead and use Steely Gaze. And it's going to be 3 total for Steely Gaze. Well, that wasn't supposed to be in there now, was it? So I need to roll 1 more. So I need to roll 2 more because 1 exploded. Okay, that's a hell of a hit. I have to roll 1 more. Okay, so it's going to be 5 damage, and I get a grapple defense token out of that. So that's pretty exciting. She's down to 13 health. And I think I can do 3. It'll go straight through, or I can guarantee 3. I think I'm best off guaranteeing that I do 6 general damage total, which flips the card back over and gets rid of these and adds 3 damage. So she's down to 10. which has been a productive use of our rival elimination strategy. And then Pucks is going to attack the marionette doll. 1, 2, 3, 4. So even Hansel's going to gain tokens for this. So the marionette doll is going to take 3 damage and lose. No, she doesn't lose a defense token yet. She's just going to take 3 damage. Okay. And then we have to go round robin, giving away defense tokens. Give one to Hanzo, because he's over there. Wildfire. Clint. And Pucks himself. Another kick one. Okay. So that has taken our action, taken our card, and now we need to move. And I was saying how I wanted to come closer to here. I'll move in cover, and that'll bring me to this one. And that actually puts me farthest away, I think. We'll see what the rules are in just a second. There's not much else I can do, which means we'll go to the react phase. There is no one for Ilfa to attack. Choose the fight that was not attacked. And I think that is Hanzo as the furthest. So she's going to run here, and she's going to attack for 2. Let's hope at least one of them is a punch. They're both kicks, so they both go through. Not the happiest day for Hanzo. Then pin down means we're in cover. We're going to gain a random defense token. For Clint, it is a punch token. Okay. Then we do a full reset for Wildfire. Marionette doll number 2. Seems to be a doll factory over here. Then I need to heal desperately, because otherwise there's nothing I can do but die. So I'm going to go ahead and exhaust both to heal. And that'll bring it down to 8. Hanzo can't attack, but he can get out of the way, because he can't actually hit the 1, 2, 3. He can't hit Ilfa because she can't be targeted by him. Let's see what our cards are. I can hit 2 enemies if I... She's got a lot of kick tokens, so it's not really going to help that much. Purple one has no kick tokens, so that'll help me out a little bit. I think my best bet is if I faint I get to put attack cards into play. So I think the best thing I can do right now is go towards this objective and do this crazy grouping of things. Because of the cards in my hand, I have a spirit tactic in my hand. What it's going to allow me to do is feint, which will let me play an attack from the discard pile and resolve its crane effect. I'm going to play the Muzu Nisi Clutch, which is a grapple attack against... Sorry, I'm going to move here so I can hit both. And it's going to do 2 damage, and I gain each defense token used to block. So I'm going to gain her grapple tokens. So I gain 1 regular and then 1 from her. And since it was used to block, there's just that. Then this goes to the discard pile. I feint this card, the Benisi, to play an attack card from your hand and resolve its Thunderbird effect. So it's going to be the Anwene Dive. And it's going to target 1 additional enemy. That part doesn't matter as much. But it's going to hit for 2. I want to go after the marionette doll. It's a kick, so all it needs to do is 2. It does 2. So it takes out this marionette doll. Gain a loot card. Lead pipe. Good times. And I get to swap places with any figure. So I'm going to swap places with Ilfa, and puts that there. Since those are just feint effects, I still have my card effects to be able to use. I'm going to do a spirit call, so I can take 2 different tactic cards from your discard pile. So I'm going to take the 2 that I just put away and put them, and then gain 1 random defense token for each spirit card in my hand. So I'm going to gain 3 random defense tokens, which I need. Two punch and a grapple. And I have not used my regular action just yet. So I'm going to use my regular action to move into cover. Okay, so did pretty good so far on that. Hanzo, I would like him to move. He's going to give a power to Clint. He's too far away to attack, so he's going to move into cover as well, just in case something comes up that requires all of our guys to be in cover. And then she has to discard a power in the react phase. She gains a random defense token. she gets a kick. The marionette doll is going to move 1, 2, and she'll attack someone within 6 spaces of her. Right now the only one is Pucks. And she'll deal him 1 direct damage. So he is down 5. All right. So let's see where we're at after we draw a card. We did not draw a card. Then we're going to deal 5 damage to Jackal because we took out the marionette doll. So that's a good healthy amount. She has to discard in order to maintain holding on to the token, so she'll have to discard one of those defenses, and then it's her turn. Everything's right? Okay, we're ready and set. It's going to move up to 3 spaces, nearest fighter, and attack. She's already within 3 spaces of a fighter. She's going to attack for 3 against Pucks. May they all be kicks. He'll take 1 damage. He's still around. He's still alive. We need to get him out of that area, though, as quickly as we can, because he's getting torn up. Then she's going to gain until she has a total of 5. She has a total of 4, so she needs to gain 1. There's 1 marionette doll in play. She gains random defense for every marionette doll in play. And she's going to take 2 grapple tokens in total. And then 1 random defense token for Sisters of Flesh to give to a marionette doll. And that's a grapple. And then 3. So she is actually going to end up at the entry space, and she will give up the token. We have to put a power onto distribution network, and we have to shuffle. And then 3 spaces towards an objective. She's going to go and pick it up. And get exhausted. Okay. So few cards, it's harder to shuffle, but they're all in there somewhere. Yellow moves over, pick up another one. Well, now we're on red. Okay. Then we reset. Who do we want to reset with? Let's get Pucks as far away as we can. So we need to do a random for True Grit. It's a punch token, of course, because it seems to be a punch token magnet right now. And we'll drop one of those here. I'm just going to go ahead and use my card step to throw that one into place. So now I've got a full set of tactics, which makes me happy. I need to put a Green Mountain General into place here, which doesn't make me quite as happy. It's 2 and 1. He hits pretty hard, but he attacks and then moves. If he's trying to get engaged with the enemies, it's kind of his thing. If Pucks attacks, maybe he'll get somewhere. But right now, it's not doing so much. We need to... There's only 3 damage on Clint so far. I think we need to get close enough to deal Ilfa some more damage. The only thing we're really going to be able to do is hit her for 4. And she has no defense tokens. She's at 8, so she's got 10 left. How close can we get? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1, 1, 2, 3. Puts me within range of Ilfa. I will go ahead and attack, giving up 1. And that's going to give me 3. It'll do 3 damage. So that's at 11. I gain whatever token I want. Then I get to put 2 damage tokens, or 2 tokens of any kind anywhere I want. So one will go here, and one will go here. I can try to pop the marionette doll or hit Ilfa. I think I'm just gonna hit Ilfa for an additional 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not on a cover space, so I'll take a direct damage. Ilfa's gonna jump around being crazy, and the furthest from her is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's gonna go after Wildfire, and hopefully Wildfire will be able to block it. Alright, Ilfa. Let's see what you're gonna do. And so she'll attack Wildfire for 2. One is that, one is that. She was luckily able to block it. Okay. Then he is going to attack, which he can't do, and then he's going to move, but he wants to be away from... He wants to actually get towards... it does not say advance, it says move. I think that's the difference. If it says advance, then it's going to try to get around the area. That's what the marionette doll difference was, because it says advance for them. And that's why they want to be out of range. But this says just move, so he is going to walk as close as he can to Wildfire. And since he's engaged, he will not gain the random defense token. He doesn't seem to care so much about that. Okay. Done. Draw a card. Alright. Where are we at for the rest of it? We need to unexhaust. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Pucks. Pucks. He did not give his... He attacked. Did he do anything? No. He didn't do anything. We gotta do something with Pucks. We can move him up to 3 spaces. We're gonna move him 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna move him away. Then, within 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, ha. So, Clint, Christmas. Give yourself a kick token for Christmas. Pucks. Kick token for Christmas. Wildfire. She gets another grapple token. Not so Christmassy. And then it's set. We're good. Everything's done. We're out of the way. Call it. Now unexhaust Hanzo. And Hanzo can give a power to need to do these. Hanzo's going to give a power to Clint. Which will flip Clint. Okay. And he's honestly just going to move back because he's been getting hurt pretty bad. I don't know if I want him within range of Ilfa. I've got all kinds of damage I can do. I could just hit him for 3 and then do extra punch attacks. I don't really know what all I'm going to do there. Let's pull a card and find out. You may discard any number of cards, then the Jackal deals you 2 general damage for each card in your hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 3 cards that I want in my hand. I'll discard that one. And that flips 6. That flips. She had 9 power, so she stays with 3. And she's flipped over. And put all them grapple tokens somewhere. Okay. Good times. I need healing more than anything. So that's going to be my card step. I am going to attack the Mountain General for 3 since I can target him. It's a kick attack, so it's not really going to be, unless it's supreme. So that's 3. Okay, so I get a kick defense token. It's going to deal 4 damage to him, so 1 will get mitigated. He will take 2 damage. Now I get to play a spirit card from my hand or discard pile to flip this card. I had this beautiful upgraded one in my hand. And that's going to allow me to heal 2 damage by exhausting those 2. So that was in desperate need. Okay. I still only have 8 health left, so that could go away in no time. Alright. So that was the action step. And I want to move as far away from the bad people as I can and put myself into a cover space. So I will use my move step to go into cover here. And I will discard a power because of my dispirited life choices. I'm going to gain from the cover a punch token. I will unexhaust the marionette doll for now, and I will get to draw a card. Cool. Then Jackal, she's got at least 5 tokens. She's going to move 3 spaces to be within 3 of somebody. So 1, 2, 3. She's within range of Clint now. And attacks for 3. Yep. Confirming it's 3. 2 grapples and a punch. Cool. She has 5 tokens, don't have to worry about that. Jackal gains 1 random fence token for each marionette doll in play. There's still 1. It's going to be a punch. Then the marionette doll is going to gain 1 because of Sisters of Flesh. That's going to go on there. Okay. Then this is going to move down 3 and choose an enemy nearest to move 3 towards that objective. So she's going to go here and pick this up. So I need to put a hurt on that marionette doll. Yep. Kingpin Rising to each fighter in a cover space choose a different enemy carrying an objective. Each enemy moves 1 spaces towards the entry space nearest it. So there's only 1. She goes to the entry space. She drops off this yellow. Yellow gets folded back. 1 power goes on to distribution network. Boss gains grapple and punch. All right. That's a thing. Okay. Draw a card. Crossfire. No, the card we drew was Kingpin Rising. Crossfire will happen next time. Then we're back. We're back with decisions. She no longer has a anything to worry about over there. So my main concern for Clint is Ilfa. I'm going to go ahead and continue with Clint. Okay. I have to put a random defense token on True Grit. damage tokens onto Steely Gaze and Steady Hand. Okay. Okay. Then I would like to get 1, 2, 3 a little bit closer to Ilfa. I'm going to hit her for 6 general damage, which is enough to take her off the board, giving me a loot. Survival rations. Anytime you discard this card, you heal 2 and gain 1 defense token of your choice. I will go ahead and just use that now. So that's... I need a grapple defense token. Okay. After Clint's bounty is defeated, each fighter may draw 1 card and deal the boss 5 direct damage. So there's a card. There's a card. Each fighter deals the boss 5 direct damage. So that is a 10. She has to give up a token in order to maintain her hold on that objective. These 2 cards go over there. Clint, his story has been completed, so he'll get some bonus upgraded cards after this. So good for him. Doesn't matter if we win or lose for him, but it definitely matters if we win for Wildfire. So we're going to continue to try to do that. We've already got 20 down, so 2/3 of the way there. We used an action. We used a move. And now we can do a laying down the law. I can gain defense tokens from enemies, or I can deal direct damage. Right now, I'm kind of feeling like direct damage is the way to go. So I'm going to do laying down the law. It'll do a direct damage to Mountain General. So he's down to 4. Then she's going to take 1 direct damage. And then also, because she takes damage, in order to maintain her objective, has to get rid of a defense token. And then I'm going to hit the Mountain General for 1. Steady hand. And if I had an attack that had extra dice, discard 1 damage from this card before any fighter's attack. We'll see how that goes. Ilfa's off the board. I think I need Pucks within... Pucks is going to have to... 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So if I move him here, then everybody's going to get defense tokens. So I'm going to save these exhausts for Wildfire's turn. And because that's the best I think I can do on that. Honestly, I think that's the best I'm going to be able to get out of that. So let's give everybody some defense tokens. Thanks to good old Pucks. Clint. Pucks. Wildfire. Hanzo. So gets a kick. Alright. Then we need to sort some things out here. I am not in a cover space, which means I have to take a direct damage. Mountain General has nobody to attack, so he's going to move. Nearest fighter not engaged, so he'll move towards Pucks. Then we draw a card. And it is now Wildfire's turn to unexhaust. Okay. Oh, why am I dropping everything? Okay. I swear I'm better at that. Alright. Let's take a card. Green marionette doll. And it goes here now. Okay. Good times. Let's take out the Mountain General first because it's accessible. First thing we need to do, well, we can deal 2 general. We still need to heal. Let's just do heal. So I'm gonna exhaust to exhaust, and then okay. So she's at 10 health now. Okay. Hanzo. Hanzo has to get within range of somebody. Let's have him attack the Mountain General. He's going to exhaust and give his power to Clint, who's almost ready to flip again. Let's see how that world goes. So 1, 2, 3. He hits the Mountain General for 4. Because he's a beefy boy with a beefy attack. Actually, he's going to hit the marionette doll for 4. And 1 is a punch, and then so she'll take 3 damage. Okay. Did we play a card yet? We have not played a card yet. I can put tactic cards in my hand, or just do general attacks. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 to this cover spot and play this card. So I have control of at least 2 spirit cards. It's going to be an attack for 3. It is a punch attack, and it is going to go against the Mountain General, or I have to do at least 2 damage. I think it's worth it. It's more worth it to try to hit the marionette doll. Let's try to hit the marionette doll for 3. Come on, give me a bunch. All right, we got 2 explosions. We get 1 punch token. So that's at least 2 damage. We gotta see what else we got out of this. Okay, so we got 3 damage, which is enough to take out the marionette doll, which is going to do an additional 5 damage to the boss. So let's figure this out. We need to trade in these 10s for a 25. Then we can get rid of one, 2, 3. I can't hit it. So we got to put that marionette doll back. And she had a punch token. And she had 3 damage on her. So that instead is going to be 3 towards the Mountain General. And he goes away. And I get a loot card for that. So that was some stink bombs. And let me put those 2 10s back and give back 25. Wait, there was like a 1 there from before. I got a stink bomb, and it lets me move an enemy. So I'm gonna move that enemy. And I'm gonna attack for 2 kick damage. I'm going to exhaust Steely Gaze to add another dice to that. A die. And it's going to do 1 kick damage and give me 3 kick defense. Not 1. Oh boy. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do there. Oh boy, that's unfortunate. And then I get to play I can just deal 3 direct damage. I can just kill the marionette doll, which I think is in my best interest to do, since she would attack me otherwise. So I will discard the lead pipe to get rid of the marionette doll and get another loot token, or another loot card. So I got cash, which I'll use to exhaust. No, it has to be within 4 spaces. So I can't use that just yet. But now it's going to go ahead and do the 5 damage that I wanted. Okay. In the end, it came out exactly the same. let's just be happy with what we got. Right? And so she's going to move up 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. Clint is within 6 spaces. He's going to take a damage from her. Whatever magic she's got going on. Pin down. We're going to lose one of those. We're going to gain a random defense token. This time it's a grapple. Okay. And we'll get a card. Okay. Yeah, we've done everything we can. There's nothing I don't think we cannot do in this circumstance. Yep. Then let's go to the Jackal. She's not within range of anyone. Actually, she is within range. And she's going to hit Clint for 3. She has 1, 2. Flips his card. Maintains 1 power. So she's got 5. And then Marionette Doll's in place, so she's going to gain 1. She gains a grapple. The Marionette Doll gains 1 because of Sisters of Flesh. And that is a grapple. Alright. There are no objectives to go towards, so is anyone holding one? The boss is holding one. She has to get rid of 1 because she took damage. But it still doesn't affect anything else. An enemy carrying an objective moves 3 spaces towards the nearest entry space. So 1, 2, 3. There are no inactive objectives, so nothing else gets done. Draw a card. Crossfire. Not in cover suffers each figure. So everyone except Wildfire can draw a card. Oh, we got Makwa. This would give me a lot of random defense tokens. Right now I have a lot of defense tokens, so it's just something I can think about in a minute. But everyone else is going to take a damage. Pux is now 1 damage away from dying. Hanzo is not quite dead. Clint is not quite dead. Okay. Crossfire goes away. Then we have to draw a card. I think it's going to be Clint because I have the most chance of getting to that Marionette Doll and getting 1 more Marionette Doll off the board. So Clint is going to get Neural Invasion, discard any number of cards, and take 2 general damage for each in my hand. I'm going to discard Cheap Shot. That's going to get rid of 2 defense tokens, so that'll flip those. Oh man, so many Neural Invasions have already happened. Look, they're like fanned out in there. can unexhaust our stuff. We need to set a random defense token, and there are 3 on that one already. A random defense token on True Grit. Fine set of movies if you ever watched them, both the Jeff Bridges one and the original. Okay, so now we have a full set on True Grit. It can handle 1 more card, but now we can actually use it to maybe discard some things and help us out in our own special way. I'm gonna let Pucks attack. Why not? Let's do it after we discard 1's defense token of choice from each enemy in play, and I can gain 3 defense tokens that way. So the enemies that are in play are Marionette Doll, and the boss. Okay, that's helpful. Then I'm going to go ahead and let Pucks be mighty. He's going to move over 1, and he's going to attack the boss for 2. It's probably not going to do anything unless both are punches. Let's see if both are punches. Come on. Let's let both be punches. Neither are punches. So, there's that. But everybody gets some defense tokens, including Puck himself. There's the punch. Could have used you otherwhere. Clint. There's a grapple. Wildfire. And Hanzo. Alright. Okay. With that in mind, we're going to move to be able to hit the Marionette Doll. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm within 3. I am going to I'm gonna feint Steely Gaze, which is gonna allow me to do 3 extra dice. And that would let me hit for 6 dice against the Marionette Doll. So I get 2 of whatever type I like. And this takes out the Marionette Doll, since it was all direct damage. So that deals an extra 5 on the boss, who is now at less than half health. She has to give up a token to maintain the use of that objective. And Marionette Doll's gone. I gain a loot card. So smoke bombs. We'll put power on it when I need it. Can I get to a cover space in time? I cannot get to a cover space in time. but I can get further away from up there. So I'll go ahead and just use the smoke bombs now. 1, 2, 3. And we can do like a pincher thing. I'm going to use True Grit to discard a token. I don't think it's really going to do much for me. It just kind of gives me a token right now. And then use Steady Hand just because I can to get rid of another off the Jackal. And I'm going to get pinned down, which will do a damage to me, which sets me at 5 damage. Still got 12. And I get to draw a card. So laying down the law. Alright. So that part's just fine. Okay. Then Wildfire is going to reset everything up here and draw a card, which is another Mountain General, which is good in some sense because it means that I can block Jackal from going this direction with the objective token. So let's just deal with that as we can. There's 2 and a grapple. You'd think that'd be like more grapple on the Mountain General, but maybe that's just the way the math worked. If he is a sumo wrestler, you know. I don't know. You can make whatever determinations you like on that end. If I can do 2 general damage everywhere, or I can heal. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 general damage on each, and that's going to do 1 extra one to the boss. So now it's at 32. Hanzo is going to give a power to Clint, and then he's going to move away from the Mountain General and attack the boss for 4. Oh, I don't even need to roll because she doesn't have any defense right now. So that's that. 4 is going to go through, so that'll be a total of 6. So 36 damage out of 60 have been done on the Jackal. Okay, so Wildfire, her best moves are to attack the Mountain General. Okay, so if I choose a fighter to draw a loot card, actually, I'm just going to use the cash and exhaust the Mountain General. And then I'm going to use Ancestral Gift to get an attack back into my hand. the one that it's all about with the cards. Then I'm going to use my action step to attack using kick damage against the boss. Since she doesn't have any defense against kick right now. One explodes, I get a kick token. These handy dandy 5s. Let's see what happens on the next one. Okay, so 2 kick damage against the boss. We are at 38 damage against the boss. She can no longer hold on to the objective, so she has to drop it. Okay, and now I can move, or I can take 2 damage to play a spirit card from my hand. I'm going to go ahead and discard. I'm going to do a feint again, like the big feint combo thing I did before. I'm going to feint the... let me make sure I got the right cards. I still have another spirit call, so that'll make this work. I will feint the Benesi, which will let me play an attack card from hand or discard pile and resolve its Thunderbird effect. Gain 2 power, so I'm going to do the Wildfire ZC slash, and it's going to deal 2 to Jackal. It is a punch, which will let me use the brass knuckles for 2 more. Alright, so I gain a punch token, and I deal 3 damage, which lets me get another 5. Yeah. Okay. I gain 2 power. So that part's cool. That goes there. Then I will feint the Ajajak to resolve a crane effect. And another Wawazasi slash, because that's going to allow me to heal my friends, because they're all within 2. So that's good. This is a discard pile, not a hand, so I got to put that in the right spot. Hand goes over there. This is going to be another one for 2. They both explode. Good old criticals. That's another for 2. Alright, so we get 4 damage. Turns into a 5, turns into a 10. We are so quickly up to 45, and each fighter within 2 spaces heals 2 damage, which includes herself, her buddy, her other buddy. Wow, we needed that badly. Very badly. Now we need to be able to move with our move step. Have not used that yet. So I'm going to use the move step to go stand on this inactive objective. So next time I can discard it and gain 2 defense tokens and get it off the board. So I don't have to worry about it. You don't really pick them up, you just discard them. So the only real thing I could do is make it get back to the center by dumping it into another cycle of being drawn. Otherwise, as the enemies move closer to the exits, as they drop the tokens, there's no way to pick them back up to get them close. They just sit there, and then you gotta dump on them. If that makes sense, I hope so. I gotta discard a power, and I take a damage because that's not a cover spot. I unexhaust the Mountain General, and I draw a card. More Makwa. All right, folks. That was a very productive round, I think. We'll see how productive. We are going to take 3 damage from the boss because she's going to attack. And like, who would she select? Who should she attack? What's it going to be? Let's try to attack Wildfire and see if we can get enough power to flip her over and do something crazy. So it's 2 kicks and a grapple. Why couldn't it have been 3 punches? Don't know. So this was 5 kick tokens. So we need 3 to make that exchange. And 2 power. Okay, so she's 1 power away. 1 Hanzo little nudge away from flipping, so that's good. Then we have the Jackal gains, so that she has defense tokens up to 5. So, what are her random defense tokens going to be? A couple of punches, a couple of grapples. She got 1 more to go. Kick. You only need really 5 boss dice for situations like that. I just had 4 in the bag. I should have pulled 5, and that would have saved me a little bit of time. Marionette dolls are not in play, so someone is going to have to put one into play from the discard pile. Let's let it be Clint on the blue one. Okay, so she's got 5 now. So we'll put 5 there. We've got power. Why are we running out of stuff? We don't really have anything down. Well, it's because I didn't switch it out for 5s, which I should have done. Okay. She's got her 2, but she's not in play. She'll actually go up here because that's what's open. And then we will do some stuff. There's no accessible things to go towards. Nothing else to do. Okay. Drive by. Everybody not in a cover space, 2 general and 1 direct. Each fighter yeah. She's gonna flip. It keeps 1 on there. Clint is going to flip and still have 1 left over. Hanzo is 2. Did I take some from Pucks? No, I didn't. Okay. You gotta have like a system in place to keep track of all these guys sometimes. Or bring a friend over. You know? Nobody's awake at this time of hour for me, so that's why I'm soloing everything up. Those were the direct damages from the drive-by. Alright. Wildfire has the Mountain General in her thing. Marionette doll is way over there. So let's go with Clint, and we have True Crit's gonna get this. There's a 1 damage thing gonna go. Steady hand. Kick. Defense token over True Grit. He's got to pull a Kingdom card. Power Soldiers. Haven't seen any Power Soldiers yet. They're in there. It's all blocked up. So, in these circumstances, I don't think you're supposed to put one in play because they're all blocked up. So I think he goes into the discard. Okay. We need to get rid of some folks and do some other cool stuff. So let's just see what kind of havoc we can wreak. Our regular attack can do 5. Pucks can do 2. So let's have Pucks. If we do laying down the law, 2 direct damage for each enemy. If anyone is defeated, you may play a card. I don't have any cards to play, but that might be important later. Let's see what Pucks can do. Maybe he can get rid of a grapple defense token from the Mountain General. So he's going to come down. He's going to attack for 2. Kick damage. So that's a start. Anyway, then we have to do our friendly kick. Alonzo gets a grapple. Punch for Clint. And since he's a gentleman, he's going to give himself last. A grapple. Okay. Then Clint is going to shoot this guy for 6 general damage, which is enough to take him out. Good times. Bye-bye, Mountain General. And get a loot card. Tear Gas. Deal 1 direct damage to each enemy within 3 spaces. I don't have enough enemies to make it worthwhile just yet. But I can use the pepper spray. Let's do the pepper spray, and let's get rid of break the mold for now. Anyway, that'll make things a little easier. And that'll flip this card back over. I don't see any reason to use up on True Grit. I guess we could get a defense token. So if I use that, then it'll give me a defense to get rid of a defense. She's going to pull a threat card. So, do I want to do 2 direct damage to each enemy? You kind of want a lot of enemies in play, or just be, really substantial reasons for it. 45 damage. Every little bit would help. Just don't know. It would do 3, so bring it to 48. Yeah, let's just see what happens when we go through. Marionette doll is in the threat area, so she's going to move down 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's within range to be able to do 1 damage to Clint. Clint's going to draw a card. Then we can unexhaust our folks here. Draw a threat card. Dark Lance. The fighter furthermore 2 direct damage unless that fighter discards 1 tactic they control. Well, everyone is within equal distance, and I don't have as many. I'll let Clint go ahead and just take it this time. So he's going to take 2 damage. And that is actually 9 on him. So he's got 8 left. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3 there. Or I can just attack. Let's see. You may play 1 spirit card from your hand, or then flip this card. So if I play Spirit Call, which will allow me to get my 2 card step upgraded cards back. And then gain 1 random defense token for each spirit card in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 spirit cards in my hand, so that's 5 random defense tokens. So that's 3 grapples. 3 grapples. A kick. And 1 more. Just happened to be a really good hand to do that on. Punch. Okay. So that's a good one there. Okay. Then I use my action, targeting each enemy engaged with you. So if I had other enemies engaged with me, this would be like just a crazy attack from wherever. You may play 1 spirit card from your hand or discard pile, then flip this card. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. I'm going to go ahead and attack with kick damage against Jackal for 3. So that's 1 kick token and 1 exploding die. Okay, so that's 3 kick damage. So that's 1 locked. It's 2 left. 2 got through, so there's that. Hanzo is a bad man who is gonna attack our boss for 4. And he's gonna give a power to Clint. And then we'll see what happens here. Okay, so 2 grapples and a punch. Okay, so that means one goes through. Okay. We're getting there. Slow and sure. We're getting there. I have not moved. Do I want to move? I do not want to move because then she can grab the objective, or someone can grab the objective. So I'm just going to stay put. I don't have much going on in the threat area, but I am going to lose the power I've got. I am going to take a damage. Brings it to 5. I do get to play a card from my hand, so it's going to be the one that starts me off with 2 damage being healed. So that's cool. And then I get to draw a card. Okay. And it is the boss's turn. Yeah, it is the boss's turn. She is going to attack. She will attack Clint for 3. Hopefully they're all punches. Two of them are. One of them is a grapple, which is enough to flip his card. So that's cool. Alright. That one there. These ones here. These ones here. Alright. Then she's going to gain a total of 5 defense tokens. To kick a grapple. And a punch. One more. Another punch. Alright. Now, marionette dolls. Sisters of Flesh. Gains a random defense token. Grapple. Okay. Stage. Stage can't do much right now. So we're going to put a blue contraband into place. And unfortunately, it's going to be right next to a marionette doll. And we still are a good amount away from the 5 we would need to lose. So I'm not that worried about it at this exact moment. But let's see. The most effective person right now to go first, I think, is going to be Wildfire. Because then whoever lands here, I'll be able to kind of figure out what's going on. So I'm going to have Wildfire go first this time. She'll draw from the Kingdom stack, which is a yellow marionette doll. I need to get rid of all of the marionette dolls. These are key things in order for me to defeat Jackal. I have to get rid of the marionette dolls. Otherwise, she's going to gain 8 health when I finally take her out. So, things to think about. Alright. 2 health is going to be gained at the beginning of the turn, which is nice. I will play Ajajak, and that'll be my card step. I'm going to exhaust them to do 2 general damage for everything around me. So that is gonna within 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. That's enough to get rid of the marionette doll's defense. and it'll take 2 away from Jackal. If you wanted to make it harder on yourself in those circumstances when it was general and you didn't attack, you could roll to find out which ones it takes out. But that's kind of up to you how you would want to take care of that. I can... If I wanted to play a spirit card from my hand, if I want an attack, I'd rather play an attack. I don't have any other... Yeah, I don't have any other of those spirit calls on me right now, so I can't really do much else other than just attack the boss for kick damage. So she's got 2 kicks on her. Let's see what Hanzo can do to her. So Hanzo is going to give one of his power to Clint. And then he's going to attack. If I took the marionette doll for 4, if he moves and attacks the marionette doll for 4, okay, so let's just think about this. Clint hasn't refreshed yet, which means I can discard this to do 1 damage to the marionette doll, which is enough to get rid of the marionette doll, dealing an additional 5 damage to Jackal. So she's at 53 damage now. Loot card goes to Clint, actually. So I can put something on an empty crate space and have a fighter draw a loot card. So I'll go ahead and do that. And I'll put this here so that, oh, okay, that Wildfire can perform an additional action. Now, the only time that really works is if you have something to use. I'm going to use the adrenaline shot to interact with the red objective, getting rid of it from the board, gaining 2 random defense tokens, and shuffling it back in. So by being able to shuffle it back in, then I can get onto a cover space and not have to worry about it. That would be a solid use of all of those cards. It does not give you an extra action that you could use your same base attack again, because you can only use your actions 1 time. If you had other cards that had an action on them, then you could use those, but only once per turn. Since I had not attacked the boss yet, but that part doesn't matter. I still want to use that interact. Okay, now I'm going to move to a cover space like a good person, and then attack the boss for 2, because the yellow one was taken out by Hanzo. Okay. Okay, so that's 1 kick. That's 2 kick, which gets rid of those 2 kick. And I get to get 1 for myself. Alright. That's the end of the action step. Oh boy, I would lose a power, but don't have any. Now I can get a random defense token because I'm finally back in cover. All right, that's a grapple. Okay. All right. Draw a card. Another Benessi. Then we're going to reset Clint because he did not go first this time. Okay. And then we have to pull a kingdom card for him. Now a power soldier can pop in. And they get a kick and a grapple. And they cannot be exhausted because they're robots, so they don't get exhausted. And yeah. And they hit for 3, so yeah. I do want to get rid of... If I get rid of this marionette doll, then if I get rid of this marionette doll, then another marionette doll is going to be put into play. I get rid of that one, and Jackal dies. So let's see what we can do about making that happen. Let's lay down the law and do 2 damage to everyone. Oh, so that's also the boss, who is now at 55 damage. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 also to the marionette dolls and the power soldiers. Card step's gone. This needs a random token. It's a grapple. Okay. This gets a damage. Wonderful damage. Okay. Then we're going to 1, 2, 3 up to... No, I only need to go this far, so I'm going to go that far to the marionette doll. I am going to steady hand it. So 1 will go in and take out 1. I'm going to tear gas, which is going to do a damage to the marionette doll. And then I'm going to use my regular attack against the marionette doll, which is going to attack for 6 general damage, which is going to be enough to overcome her defense, clear her out, gain a loot card, and deal 5. Oh! We got rid of... Damn it! We got rid of break the mold. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not from that effect. It's from her basic card. She's gone. She's gone. Sorry, Jackal. You've been defeated. We did a total of 60 damage. That's 30p. We win. It's been a while. We took some losses. Finally, we're back. We won. What do we get? All right, well, let's take a look. So, first up, we're going to get to choose 2 more upgrade cards for Clint. we're going to get to add Ilfa as an ally now for the next part of the Salem Street story. So for Salem Street 3, we'll have Ilfa as a possible ally. And we get to pick 2 upgrade cards for Wildfire. We only got to pick 1 last time, so that'll be awesome. Ilfa, and you can move her anywhere. Not only does she gain the defense tokens she uses to attack, she can hit any enemy at any time, anywhere. She jumps over to their spaces, so that could be pretty handy, especially with someone like Clint. She'll be able to constantly keep peeling off those defense tokens and giving them to herself. It's pretty solid. It'll be nice to have her as an ally. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those in the comments. Just if you have anything you think I did wrong, be sure to put page numbers so that everybody can look it up for themselves, because not everyone is right all the time, and it gives us a point of reference for, you know, how did you judge it versus somebody else. Usually I get things wrong. It's okay. I do what I can to fix it, and if I can't, don't worry about it, because there are so many other things in life that are better to worry about than if you got every single rule right. Because the golden rule, I guess the platinum rule, is if you had fun, you did it right. At least in my table. You can do things however you want on yours. So the next time through, I don't know which allies we're going to use. Pucks ended up working out really, really well. But it seems like they intend to have Ilfa as our ally for the rest of this run through. I would say because Wildfire's Spirit Guide has done their job, I don't think we need Hanzo necessarily anymore. We're not discarding our power every round, so him being able to give power is less useful, and we always need someone who can give us extra defense tokens. So that was pretty fun. I hope you had fun. Keep in mind, this is mainly stuff from the base box. There's a couple of stretch goal things in there, but most of the people should have it if they bought the game. There's a few people that have it from retail, but there's like 2,000 or 3,000 people that have the game from buying it on Kickstarter. I would say that there's probably less than 100 that have bought it on retail as of yet. So right now, as it stands, most people should be able to have it, and you can play through that yourself. And I hope you do. I hope you have a splendid, good time, and stay healthy, stay safe, do all that fun stuff. Take it easy.